Hello everyone. In this video lecture, we will study the topic wage and productivity, various concepts and regulations related to the wage and productivity. Let's start with the video lecture. Wage and productivity concept and regulation. So the compensation is generally or basically represents the employment contract. So it is an important for employees, organization and also for the economy. For an employee, it will play a primary reason for the working. It is a mean by which the employee can provide for its own and the family needs, and uh, it is also important for the organization because it represents the large portion of expenditure of an organization and try to accomplish the many goals through the compensation. And like in a manufacturing firm, it is approximately we can say up to the 20%, and in service industry it may be approximately of high as 80%. And even more importantly, the organization will try to accomplish the many goals through the compensation, and these goals includes attracting and retaining the people, motivating them to perform more effectively. So compensation is also significant in the operation of economy, as the salary and wages are the largest contributing factors to the national income of many countries in the world, including India. So hence it is important us to understand the different concept applicable to the compensation. So let us study all of the concept one by one. So the first concept is the economic concept. So the compensation is a prime factor of production. It serves to allocate the scarce human resource for productive uses. To the employer, the compensation is the price paid for the labor services. As the economic concept, the compensation is governed by the same logic as the any other purchase by a firm. So an organization strives to get the greatest quality and the greatest quantity and the highest quality for its money. So by the same logic, the worker is selling the labor services to obtain the income and holds out for the highest price obtainable. So the action of this buyers and the sellers are supposed to set the price and to allocate the labor for its most productive use. Next concept is the psychological concept. So compensation or a pay will represent the psychological contract between the individual and the organization, and here the organization reward practices can only have the consequences through this contract. So therefore the pay is a psychological concept, is pay reviewed from the individual standpoint. So it will generally helps in determining the individual's behavior in various situations, need, perception and attitudes. However, this situation and the individuals are not independent, as the situation depends on the individual perceptions of it. So, rating the compensation to the psychological concept complements the economic perspective by undertaking into the account of perception and individual. Now the next is the compensation and behavioral issue. So compensation management is basically the application of the motivation theory, which will generally focuses on establishing just to establish the link between the motivation and compensation administration. So psychologists have focused on two psychological processes of motivation, that is arousal and choice. So arousal is the reason why the people do anything, and the choice refers to the choice that the people make. So similarly we can distinguish between the content and process theories of motivation. So content theory generally focuses on the factor that motivates the behavior of employees, and it is centered on the need and drives of employees, and it is linked to the arousal process of motivation through the compensation designing. And second theory is the process theory, which is subdivided into the cognitive and non-cognitive approaches. The cognitive theories can see the behavior as involving some mental process, and non-cognitive theories see the behavior as caused by the environmental contingencies. So the major cognitive theories are like equity theory, goal setting theory, expectancy theory, etc. Now the next concept is the sociological concept. So the pay can be the status symbol within the organization and society, and the organization creates the status structure of jobs, and status differences are measured by both organization and individual in terms of pay and pay differences. So the employees learn to place the associate in the status structure of the organization according to how much they are paid. So the compensation as a sociological concept focuses neither on the organization nor on the individual, but on the relationship with them. So the mutual influence of individual, organization, and of the group within and without constitute the another dimensions of compensation decision making. Now the next concept is the political concept. So compensation as a political concept involves the use of power and influence. So the organization, union, and a group, and also the individual employees uses their power to influence the pay. So union exerts an influence at the time of the contract is entered, and also during the life of the contract through the grievance procedure. And similarly, the compensation is unionized in unionized organization influences that of the non-union organization. So a political perspective stresses on accommodating the influence of its parties. Now the next concept is the equity concept. So there are a lot of or a few discussions of compensation as conducted without repeated repeal of fairness. So phrases such as the fair day pay or a just wage are common, that is the equal pay for equal work kind of concept. So in both cases the equity short is a distributive justice. The foundation concept is that the pay should be in proportion of with their contribution, and viewing compensation as an equity concept, meaning analyzing the pay from the separate viewpoint of the parties, and ideally the compensation should be adjusted fair by all of them. Now next concept is the communication concept. So compensation is drastically affected by the communication, particularly in this era, that is in digital era, that is electronic age. So employees now have the easy access to competitive rates commonly paid for all the positions within any geographic area. So the worldwide employer now face a future where the employees know more than their employers but the value of their position in the competitive marketplace. Next or the last one is the multidisciplinary concept. So the economists have focused on the price or a wage factor of production and considered the employee behavior in the terms of the labor unit employed, and psychologists have focused on the need of individual and the mean by which they met the organization, with the less emphasis on the need of the organization. And sociologists and political scientists and philosophers have not studied the compensation per se, but the concept they have developed for other purposes may be applied for the study of pay. So the management researchers and the teachers have focused on the more esoteric aspect of compensation, and few have focused on the ability to control the cost. So those of the separate discipline have thus studied the compensation selectively. So these are the separate disciplines, that is the political, behavior, communication, social, equity, psychological, multidisciplinary, and economic. So this is the integrated model of compensation, or we can say the wage and productivity concept. Thank you.